Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me in my little corner of the internet. So, y'all, I have a confession to make. I did a thing. Yes, clearly, as you can see, your girl has been shopping. And I don't know what exactly came over me that I decided to partake in this year's semi-annual sale at Bath & Body Works. Guys, it has been about a decade since I last shopped at Bath & Body Works, since I last shopped a semi-annual, a 5 for 5, a $4 sale, anything. I still, would step inside the store once in a while. Anytime I would, go to the mall with my sisters or whatever, I'd stop by and smell, the new scents that they have, the older scents that they had. I had stopped shopping there for a really, really long time. I've always found it to be a little overwhelming. And when I say I used to shop at Bath & Body Works, like I was in it. I had mists, lotions, creams, soaps, the pocket back sanitizers, back when they were in those little rectangular shapes too, not even the circle ones. Like I was in it for a long time. And, it gets a little overwhelming constantly having to keep up with new releases, discontinuations, package changes, reformulations, and sometimes they would just repackage the same scent. It would be the same scent, but in a different packaging. And, after a while, I was like, okay, I can't keep doing this. So whatever old mists that I have, that was actually from 10 years ago. And I slowly had been, decreasing the amount of mists that I have. So again, I don't know what came over me this year. Perhaps the algorithmic gods of YouTube and social media and such kind of convinced me to partake in this year's SAS. And I don't know, I guess I just wanted to, join in all the fun and all the hubbub and all the excitement. And I will say, it was not a bad sale. To this day, Bath & Body Works has the best sales. Best prices for fragrances, for perfumes, for scented lotions, whatever, interests that you have. I don't know what is up with all these other companies because body mists are becoming quite popular nowadays, like very popular. Perhaps it's a sign of the economic times, but I don't know what is going on with these companies making very expensive body mists. Body mists should not be priced anything over $10, $15 max. Truly, they're meant to be cheap, little scented alcohol waters that you constantly spray on to your heart's content. $30 for a mist is insane. $40, $50 for a mist is outrageous. So, I'll give it to BBW that that they have the best sales and best, value for your money. I myself just can't keep up with the constant releases. Now that my little ramble session is over, let's get down to the goods. What the heck did I buy? So again, I don't often shop at Bath & Body Works. I honestly had no clue what was in the sale, what was not in the sale. I don't really follow a lot of the Bath & Body Works. Back in the day, they used to send magazines and coupons in the mail, that and Victoria's Secret. That's how long ago it's been. So when I stopped into the store, they had all of their buckets or the little display basins out up front. And they had various mists and such. I don't really remember. I saw some of the musks. I saw some of the older releases that they had, like Rain-Kissed Leaves and Country Chic and all of that. And I thought of getting them, but I passed up on it. On like the other side of the store, they still had some more, basins. And one particular fragrance piqued my interest. And it was Nocturnal Rose. Now, I think what really piqued my interest was the packaging. This is very stunning packaging, especially for Bath and Body Works. And I think what really confused me was that it was labeled the men's shop. Now, it's been a while and I didn't really know that Bath and Body Works had a men's section of the store, which by all means, I think that's fantastic. But why did they hide this in the men's section? Nothing about this particularly screams masculine. Not that I'm not looking for something that screams either masculine or feminine, but they hid this fantastic little perfume over in the men's section. What? This is a gorgeous scent. I was genuinely taken aback. They had the little, tester strips out, and I sprayed this perfume, and I was so impressed by what I was smelling. Don't want to blind you guys. Sorry for my light. So this is the bottle. It's a very simple perfume bottle. It's got like this deep wine, burgundy red color. Very simple because we don't want anything too ostentatious. We can't offend the men. We don't want flashy packaging. This, along with the box itself, this beautiful dark aesthetic. I've seen some people describe it as like a gothic aesthetic. I can see that. It's got a very like dark romantic appeal to it. And then, with the whole Nocturnal Rose, it does sound like something that I would see in like the goth names generator. But again, this packaging aside, the perfume, the scent, the fragrance itself is very lovely. I was like, hold up. Bath and Body Works, you're releasing scents like this? I was so used to a lot of like their fruity, fun, flirty fragrances. A lot of it smelling like sugar and fruit and vanilla. This is quite sophisticated. On the back of the box here, they label notes of rose, black pepper, and cedarwood. And, I can see that. It is a very spicy rose. But on top of it being spicy and slightly woody, it's wrapped around with a sense of sweetness. Like most Bath and Body Works scents, they are very sweet. I think sweet fragrances have an easy mass market appeal. So even for this being a spicy rose scent, it's balanced really nicely with some sweetness. Not like a vanillic sweetness, but I guess just a floral, rosy sweetness. If you had told me that there was patchouli in this, I would believe you. I feel like there could be a patchouli in this, but it is a very, very slight hint of patchouli. I swear, I'm not doing this justice. What this kind of reminds me of is like if you took that, I don't want to say a Delina style rose, because that is very, very heavily fruity and very, very sweet and tart. But if you take that type of rose syrup, that thick, heavy rose, and then you put a lot of spicy wood quality into it, and I guess it's that spicy wood quality that makes it lean a little masculine. On perfume websites, they say that this reminds them of fragrances like Initio's Atomic Rose. I've not smelled Atomic Rose. I have a little, inspiration oil of Atomic Rose. And I feel like I definitely can see where there are similarities in the sense of it's a very spicy, woody rose. It's not necessarily a fresh, watery, aquatic scent. It is a very spicy, woody, floral fragrance that leans absolutely unisex. I feel like both men, women can wear this, which is why I'm so upset. They hid this in the men's shop, knowing that nobody... Wait, This masterpiece little fragrance here, just tucked away in the men's section, forgotten. So yeah, after smelling Nocturnal Rose, I was like, I have to see what other little goodies Bath & Body Works has hidden around the store. So I'm moseying my way around through the store, sniffing, smelling, getting acquainted with some of their newer scents. And I moseyed my way towards their aromatherapy section. I'm long familiar with their aromatherapy section. They used to have like a peppermint and a spearmint and eucalyptus. I saw those. I think I saw eucalyptus. And I was like, I didn't really want to, find a eucalyptus scent. But another little mist that really caught my attention and I thought was a lovely scent was black tea. Now, if you know me, I love a tea scent. I really love a good tea scent. I'm not the biggest tea drinker. One day I will be that sophisticated lady that, just goes for a cup of tea every day, every once in the morning, maybe a cup of tea to wind down in the evening. I'm not that sophisticated to enjoy a cup of tea, but I certainly love a good tea scent. I love a good tea fragrance. And this is probably the most hyper-realistic tea scent, black tea scent especially, that I've ever smelled. Like, really smelling it out the bottle, it smells as if you have put your nose into a handful of tea bags or dried tea leaves. It is so incredibly aromatic and slightly bitter. Imagine if you had left your tea steeping for just a little too long. Just a little too long, and that's what you get. I don't necessarily get any citrus, nor do I get a sweetness. If it is, it's just really ever so slightly sweet. But it really is a very bitter, I don't want to say astringent, but yeah, like a bitter black tea scent. And I did not know that Bath & Body Works could create such a hyper-realistic scent like that. Now, this particular mist, I have actually been, I've been wearing this mist down. I don't find that this has the best longevity, but that has never bothered me. It's a body mist, and these are those little like light essential oil perfume body mists. So I'm not expecting it to have the greatest longevity. I have no problem reapplying. I don't know what came over me, but I also bought the matching body cream to go with it. Oh, and I also should say, I've learned now, like the game with Bath & Body Works is to just, when you see it, get it. Do not wait. I wanted to find a little lotion with this. And I just picked up the perfume. I actually had to go back a few days. I don't usually do this. But now I understand why people would go for the SAS multiple days in a row. Back in the day, I would just go, ball out one day and pick up what I can and then forget it after that. But I wanted to find the lotion for this. They didn't have it in one store, so I went to a different store to pick up the matching lotion for Nocturnal Rose as well, which again has the same very pretty romantic rose, dark rose aesthetic with it. So this was 2 for 2. I was like, oh my God, wow, this is fantastic. I've got I found a really nice perfume, a little body mist here. So again, I'm perusing through the baskets and seeing what else can I get. At this point, I was like, let me pick up a little basket because I know I'm probably going to find something else that's really nice. And the next one I picked up was in the same aromatherapy like basket area. I found this little rose and vanilla body mist, which I also picked up with the matching lotion. Now, my initial one, I was not necessarily wanting this one. I wanted the heirloom rose, but I guess somebody had picked up the heirloom rose and then probably placed it in the wrong section because it was in this whole basket of all of the rose vanilla scents. I had asked the store associate, like, is the heirloom rose for sale? Is that part of the, I think it was 75% off sale? And unfortunately, it wasn't. It was on the regular shelves further towards the back. Which, and I'm just a little side note, heirloom rose was such a lovely, lovely rose. Very green, crisp, fresh rose. And I prefer heirloom rose to rose and vanilla because I love how watery, crisp, clean it was. Unfortunately, it wasn't on sale and I was not about to pay full price for that. So I picked up rose and vanilla instead. Not that this was a bad rose scent. And this is actually a very pretty scent. This is another one that I've been wearing quite often actually since I purchased this. This is a very sweet, powdery rose. I'm not necessarily getting vanilla. I think the vanilla oil that they add is just a way to give it a sense of sweetness. The rose itself is a very powdery rose and very fresh rose. Sometimes in the opening, when I first spray it, the initial scent I get is a hint of baby wipes. Like it has that powdery, rosy, violet quality that really reminds me of baby wipes. And I'm not too sure if I like that. I'm not quite sure if I like that. Later in the dry down is when I enjoy it a lot more because it just becomes a very simple, sweet, powdery rose scent. But I think the packaging is really lovely. It's one of their smaller bottles when it comes to Bath and Body Works, and it's on their more expensive side. $15.95 is their full price. But I got this for 75% off. I'm pretty sure it was 75% off. And the last one that I purchased, I could not go as crazy as I used to go for Bath and Body Works. I really tailed it in and I only purchased 4. The last one that I purchased really blew my socks off. I was so surprised by this scent. This one is Rich Espresso, and this one I believe is part of their cocoa shea aromatherapy line, which is pretty new to me at least. But this scent I was completely so surprised by. This is one of the most hyper realistic espresso coffee scent I have ever smelled. Now, I know there are lots of perfumes that, have a realistic coffee scent profile. I believe Acro, which is a niche house, has a coffee scent. This is a stunning little coffee scent. What? Oh my God. I told you guys, I'm a heavy coffee drinker. I'm a squirrel brain, caffeine addicted nut. And I finally found my coffee scent. And I love Black Opium. I enjoy Carolina Herrera's Good Girl. But this one is probably the most coffee forward fragrance I had ever smelled. It even has that bitter quality that a good espresso has. And there's a bit of a nuttiness in it. It is so coffee forward. I don't know if you've ever purchased wholesale coffee beans. If you've ever purchased coffee beans, sometimes certain coffee beans have different notes in them as well, depending on where they've been harvested, what the climate was like at the time of their harvest, the location, even the level of how they're roasted, light roasts, medium roasts, dark roasts. All of those play a factor into different notes that coffee and coffee beans can have. Certain coffees can have fruity notes. Certain coffee beans can have dark chocolatey notes. This one I find leans towards that dark, chocolatey, nutty profile. I absolutely love it. This smell, is that nutty, chocolatey profile, makes me think of like brownie batter when you pour espresso into it. This is yummy. Oh my God. Again, I was like, hold up, Bath and Body Works, hold up. Since when did you guys have this? How long have I been missing out? So of course I had to purchase the matching lotion with this. And this is a massive lotion. This is huge. But oh my gosh, this is such a yummy espresso scent coming from somebody who drinks espresso quite often. I actually had one today. And I've always told my husband that I want to find a perfume or a fragrance that smells like a cup of coffee. And I finally found one. I'm so happy. So that wraps up my little Bath and Body Works haul for you guys. This is probably the last time that I'm ever shopping at Bath and Body Works. Quite honestly, I can't. This is a really awesome haul for me. I think this is very well rounded. Got a freshie, got an aromatic, got a dark floral, I want to say a gourmand. I love Bath and Body Works dearly, but I don't think that I can keep shopping there. One, because I'm not going to keep up with all of the news and hubbub and whatnot. Two, because I also find that I probably get more enjoyment in just smelling it. You know, stopping in here and there, just smelling a new fragrance or an old fragrance, getting hit with the sense of nostalgia. And, you know, who knows? Never say never. Maybe the next time I'll stop by an SAS will be in another 10 years' time, if Bath and Body Works still exists in 10 years. And as long as they keep having these awesome little sales. And I think that should like be a lesson to some of these other big companies that are pushing out constant new body mist. Have a sale, like really, $30 for, I can't stress that enough. $30 for a mist is insane. And I'm starting to slowly acquire body mists again. So I can't see myself spending anything over $15 for a mist. I think I'm just rambling now. I had too much coffee this morning. And I got hit with another caffeine with rich espresso. But all that aside, let me know what you guys think. Please talk to me in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you guys are a Bath and Body Works person, let me know what you guys got in the SAS. I have been seeing I've been watching some other girls' videos and I love watching their hauls. It is good fun. Like this video if you did. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. I will always appreciate it. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.